Hi there. You're listening to the Waves on the Shore podcast with Evan and Jaron. Here, we're not biased. We just don't like bad music. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the newest episode of Waves on the Shore. I'm introing the episode for once so that Evan doesn't cry.
I do cry when Jaron intros the podcast. Every time I'm just like, that is my purpose gone. I have nothing else to bring. I will now go cry. So that I appreciate that. I appreciate you looking out for my mental health like that.
What episode is this? 39, I think?
Is it?
Maybe?
Are we almost at 40? Look at us go.
We are. And if you include all of our movie episodes, movies not music, that's we've done
well over 40.
Well, we're pushing 60 at that point.
You know what I was thinking today, Jaron? And this is also something I'm gonna tell you to do. I'm gonna force you to do something.
My camera's not focusing. Sorry.
Oh
gosh, excuse me.
So I was just like looking back and thinking of like calendars, how long stuff has been, because John Mayer just I don't know if you saw this. He just announced a solo tour. Just him, no accompanying band.
Just an acoustic, an electric, and
oh
a
my
piano.
gosh, I cannot friggin' wait. And he's coming to Toronto. You know I'm trying to get those tickets. Now, I'll finish my point in a second, but this is where
What if we went together?
I was going to say, this is where you get your passport sorted out.
Okay.
Please stop waiting. Buy tickets with me and come to Toronto and watch John Mayer's solo with me. Lizzie McAlpine's opening for John Mayer. Did you not see that part? That's what I'm saying.
I didn't.
Lizzie McAlpine is opening, and then John Mayer comes on and does a solo show. You gotta get your passport sorted out. When
is the show?
March 20th. You have a little under 2 months. You're pressed for time.
It's that soon?
If you just start
fine.
that process, it's not gonna do itself, and then we find out. Maybe you get up here.
I'll figure out how to. I'll just try to get. Yeah, I'll look into it soon. I'll look into it. I promise.
Passport discussion aside, although everybody, until Jaron starts doing his passport, I think we should just blacklist him from everything. Stop liking his posts. Stop replying to anything till he gets this sorted out. Lizzie McAlpine and John Mayer. That's what I'm saying. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because then I got thinking, dang, I've been listening to John Mayer for about 2 years now, because it was at the start of 2021 when I first started really listening to John Mayer. And then I started thinking,
the beginning of the podcast, really.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, dang, wait, podcast's almost 2 years old. And now I'm curious, right? When was the first episode of the podcast?
It was in April, I'm pretty sure.
It was in April?
I think so. And I do know that, was it in April or May? It's around then. And I do know we had our first 3 episodes, and they came out pretty inconsistently. And then the fourth episode, I believe, released in August, and that was when we actually started.
May 6th, 2021.
So it was May.
Yeah,
I said it. Yeah. And then I think our second episode came out in June. And I think the third one came out in July, each a month apart. And then finally,
so here
the fourth one is when the consistency came.
So first podcast is titled Overshore Podcast.
I know.
'Cause it didn't have a name. And then that's May 6th. May 31st was episode 2, now titled Waves on the Shore. So that's when we got a name.
Point, yeah.
Then the third episode was June 24th. This is where the timing gets a bit shoddy. We go from June 24th to August 21st.
Yeah.
Then
almost 2 months.
September 19th, October 18th. But from October 18th of 2021, with every now and then it's delayed, or
I think at that
blah, 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 blah. Since October 18th or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, we have been doing this podcast every other week, and now with the movies thing, every week.
Well, ever since we started doing movies, which was in
when was that?
June?
First
May?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure I was still in school. Movie
Casino
segment,
Royale might have been in like
June 18th. Warrior.
Yeah, well, we technically there's technically one of our first movie segment ever is actually in an episode.
A podcast.
Is in an episode of Waves on the Shore, and it is titled 007, I believe. And it's
oh my gosh, March 12th, 2022.
Yeah.
Nuts. That's almost a year ago. We've been doing movies on music. Man. Yeah. We're the best podcast in the world, man. We're the oldest podcast in the world. It's crazy.
It took us a while to actually finish watching the James Bond movies. Because what happened was we did that. Oh, actually, wait. I think the first movie I had you watch was The Holiday.
Oh, yeah! What's that? What's that one?
That was before Casino Royale. I don't... that's funny. I'm not sure when that was. But at that point we
it is. It was a Muscadine Bloodline episode, as well as the return of John Party, European instrumental music, and rom-coms. So February 12th, 2022. We are almost at the 1 year mark of the movie segment.
Yeah, the movie segment, and I think rightfully so, we decided to make it its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what all that stuff will look like in the future. But I think it's a lot of fun, even if it's no secret that, I mean, even some viewers could probably guess. People watch it for sure, but it does bring in less views than
but we're a music podcast. But
and we're a music podcast, and more specifically, mainly country music podcast. But
we do dive into some like New York drill every now and then.
And I think that was a good idea.
House music.
To me, the dubstep reggae. Come on, man. That's a bad joke. But in this episode, I'm gonna actually check, but I'm pretty sure we're on episode 39.
I just swiped it out. Are you kidding me?
It's okay. I'll check. You melon
head. I'm gonna beat you to it. I'm gonna beat you to it.
No, it's 39. Yeah. So, in this episode, we're gonna do Hardy, new album, Mockingbird and the Crow. I have yet to receive my vinyl from Zach, but I'm excited for that. No, it's more like L shipping, not L Zach. I think he shipped it to my house.
Big loud emphasis on the L in loud. Big loud, not big fast.
And then Luke Combs announced some stuff. We might even do that first just to get it out of the way. What are we listening to? Is there another thing that I'm forgetting?
Who the frick?
Who the frick? But I was thinking
it's because
news or...
the Hardy's pretty big. We're gonna sit on Hardy for a minute, but we can open up with Luke Combs, who just announced his he announced he had an album coming out March 18th, and to no one's surprise, it is titled "Getting Old," and it has the other half of his face.
Yeah,
Marketing aside, I'm very excited for the album. I want to preface that, but before we get into how excited I am for the album, let's rip on the marketing a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So actually, I messaged my buddy Jared. Really enjoys Luke Combs, and we had this conversation a couple different times. When the Luke Combs album came out, and like over this a few months later, over the summer, we had talked about the Brett Eldredge album.
Mm-hmm.
And how good that was, and then we started talking about Luke Combs for some reason, and I am of the belief that I think Songs About You by Brett Eldredge is a better album than Growing Up. Maybe not by much, but I think it's better.
I don't know if that's a tough one. I don't know if I...
And Jared took the other position. I just think that the thing about Growing Up is that I thought it's not like horrible or anything. I just thought that a lot. Like there's a few songs.
It's so par. It's just so par.
Yeah.
So.
And to me, Songs About You stood out a little bit more. It was just a little bit more spicy. I think I vibed with it a little bit more. It definitely wasn't as good as Sunday Drive, but we're not here to talk about Brett Eldredge. But I just wanted all that to say is that because of his last album, because of Getting Old, I'm not super thrilled about this next one.
So Growing Up was like...
I don't want to say...
It was like he was on the green in 2 and putted in every time. Like, He's not pulling some crazy hole-in-one. He's not chipping out of the sand or anything. It was very just like, yeah, good job. Or it's like, not that Jared would know this because
Canadians understand golf,
games, but man, I'll whoop you. I'm like Tiger Woods, the second coming, but minus the beating up the wife part. Ignoring that part. Do we have to cut that?
No, we're leaving that in.
All right. Well, I didn't do it. I didn't. Anyway,
it wasn't me.
Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know if you're gonna get this reference, but like in NHL, when you're playing the game, there's like the sweat goal. When you get a 2-on-1, you always just saucer pass it across, and then it's easy pickings. That's kind of what growing up was to me. It was like you can't argue it. A goal's a goal, right? A great song's a great song, great album's a great album. But it was just so like what I expected and nothing less, nothing more. And I don't entirely know if Getting Old is gonna be any different.
Yeah, well, that's what I hope. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I am intrigued to see what my ears are graced with. Like, I don't know. And we were supposed. You segued earlier, and we were supposed to flame the album art, and that's what I was getting to. So me and Jared, I gave some more backstory, and then I forgot to actually lead into what I was gonna say. So me and Jared today were messaging each other because today was when he like officially announced the album and released the cover art. And Jared DM'd me because I posted it on my story, and he goes, "This man would have the most heat album covers if he just didn't slap his face on it." And I was like, honestly, probably, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I don't necessarily disagree. The cottage look,
at least the last two, the bar and like the cottage homestead thing, like
so
without his face on it, would look so good.
It's just a weird choice.
It's like a nothing face. It's like,
yeah, this one's a little angry. It's not happy. In like growing up, he's got a bit of a smirk, and in this one, he means business. He's like, "Oh, I'm old."
Yeah. It's old hours.
I love the art on it. it's the same problem.
I'm going through it right now.
It's the same problem. Why is your face on there? It's a beautiful face, but like not on that cover. Like not on top of the artwork.
Is it a beautiful face? And I'm not trying to. I love Luke, but like
we all love Luke.
Man's beard is always kind of like out of control, out of whack.
You've had your days.
Let's be real.
You've been there. I've never had my beard out of whack.
But like, it's like I feel like Luke could do something about it, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
No control
like someone stop him. Like, stop that man. No.
But 18 songs. It's big. I can only hope that within like of the 18 songs, there's got to be a big swing. Like, no way on an album that long he's just gonna play it safe straight through, because that would be that listen would drag. I want my like my Angels Working Overtime or something like that. I want that one that just kind of gets me up or down. It can be a sad song, just one that switches the vibe, like that catches me off guard, like A Great Divide, or I don't know. I just want something that makes me like look at my phone and be like, shoot, what song is this? What's this one? And with 18 songs, surely he's gonna land that. That's a lot of songs, though. That's his longest album yet, I believe.
Did he say 18 already?
Yeah, 18 songs. It's in his bio. New album, 18 songs, March 20th.
I know I'm beating a dead horse, but like maybe just release a 10-song album and make it be good. Because if you release an 18-song album, I know for a fact that there are going to be some songs on there. Unless you absolutely surprise me and every single one is a banger, which is not going to happen. And if it does, then I guess I was just very wrong. But
and you'll hold that out.
Yeah, and you guys can hold that above me. But I'm pretty sure that this, like, why? It's probably just getting streams up and stuff, I guess. But like, why? Why are we doing 18-song albums?
Competing with Morgan, because Morgan's gonna have his album coming out.
That's fair.
I need a date on that, man. I'm done.
What if Morgan just came out just came out with like a 9-song album. He's not gonna do that. No way.
I'd
No
be
way
here
it's
for
less
it,
than
though.
10. Yeah, I would be too, but there's no way it's less than 10. He's already released 3. If it was 9 songs,
I'm saying.
if
16.
it was 9
I bet
songs,
16.
if it was 9 songs, that means we would have heard a third of the album already.
I'm saying 16.
You know?
That's my guess.
Yeah, it's probably around like 15, 16, somewhere around there.
My new triple album will be coming out on.
No, quadruple. Eric Church did the triple album.
True,
Quadruple.
right.
Quadruple.
Mega Maroney's.
I'm releasing
album.
I'm releasing 48 songs. 4 12-track albums.
I am literally releasing every song that's ever been released on an
I am
album.
releasing your mom right now.
Ooh, wow, that was a good one, Jaren. You know what else was good?
Damn.
You know what else is good?
The Hardy album.
The Hardy album, yeah.
Hey,
We're like that.
Okay, so the last episode, you tried to segue me in, and I knew what you wanted me to say, and I like just didn't. I just said something.
This time you played along with it. I appreciate that. Hardy, Mockingbird and the Crow. After all the waiting, it's finally out. My review better be up by the time this podcast is up. It is taking me ages to edit. I was crying to Jaren before we started recording about all the mess ups and goofs I've done while editing that have wasted a lot of time and sapped a lot of motivation out of me. But my review should be up by now.
Yeah, Evan's pretty lame.
I really am. But Hardy's new album, 17 songs, Mockingbird and the Crow. I'm going to let you take the reins on this because I feel like this is more your thing.
Maybe. Yeah. It's in the rock wheelhouse, so for sure. I don't really even know where to start. But I guess I'll just start on the first half of the album. So we'll do that.
Sense.
Well, I just have so many thoughts, I feel like.
I do too. I feel like there's a lot of things I didn't add into my review that I was like, oh, I should have said that. But I'm like, if I added those things, your review is going to be like 25 minutes. I had to condense it into like 15. Sure. And because all the like songs are so different, to go into any depth whatsoever, you have to go down every avenue, which takes so much time. You can't make really generalized praises or disses on any bit of it. So I'll add my extra thoughts here.
Okay, so I guess first off, I like that it's kind of like 2 8-track albums
and a bridge.
With like one really good, maybe one of the best tracks in the middle as a bridge. And the first half specifically has kind of surprised me a little bit because for one, my favorite track.
Do we have the same one?
Maybe, I don't know. I love Wait in the Truck, but we've had that one since like September. And maybe it's, I don't know. I'll have to sit with the album. Like maybe in a few months I'll be able to definitively say what my favorite track on the country half of this is. But as of right now, it's Happy.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's close. Like, except for maybe Wait in the Truck, because the writing and the mood setting, and stuff, and Wait in the Truck is amazing. But like some people seem to be really drawn to like Screen.
I like Screen a lot.
I think Screen's not bad. I'm not saying that. But I think Screen might be my least favorite one on the first half.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Drink One for me is my least favorite on the first half.
It's either that or Drink One for me, I think. But I also like the perspective that Drink One for me. It takes the Give Heaven Some Hell, and it's like the opposite side. And Give Heaven Some Hell, we're from the perspective of we are the friends that lost the one friend, and now we are the friend that died. And we're like, drink one for me because I'm in heaven and there's no beer up here.
There's a lot of flips like that. Even like Beer and Jack. I love that. I describe it as 2 sides of the same coin. I loved that idea. When I heard Beer for the first time, I was like, that is sick. Because I know what Jack is. So, there's a lot of different like hints and Easter eggs towards different previous songs, other songs on this album, like lyrics on Happy. So I think Happy, Beer, and Jack are all kind of connected because there's different lyrics, like when he mentions
Happy is so freaking good.
It's
I just
so good. That's one I didn't. So I think I think I mentioned in my review as Happy being my favorite, but I don't think I went in as deep of depth as I should have. I just kind of described what it's about. But there's so many good lines on that song. Like when he says, if you don't like you probably don't like Happy either.
Yes, that line. That
so clever.
Yeah, it's so good. And God, it actually kind of makes me want to cry sometimes because it's legit like my only gripe with it, I guess, is in a way I feel like he's more describing the state of being content and like unconditional love than he is about maybe happiness, but you can't like it's for the sake of the song it's happy. And I just think I just wasn't expecting that kind of song about like depression and happiness and love and hate and like it just I feel like this album says in some songs it doesn't say anything, they're just fun stupid songs, but then in other songs it's like saying they're saying a lot, especially like Mockingbird and the Crow, Wait in the Truck, Happy. I think Jack actually kind of says a lot just about alcoholism and stuff like that, and probably Radio Song obviously is amazing, but
Radio Song says nothing. That is my least favorite song on the album.
Are you joking?
By a long shot.
Are you joking?
I'm not kidding. That is might be my least favorite Hardy song.
All right, let's put that away. We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get to it because I love that song and also don't love it at the same time, and we'll get into it. But I really want to quickly talk about Red with Morgan Wallen. I think it's a fun song. I understand why Morgan Wallen's on it because it's a fun thing that gets the white girls dancing. And I like the simple lyrics, but the thing is, it's like, isn't this just kind of red letters, rednecks, red dirt? Like, is it not?
I did not even think of that.
Like, it is. Like, it's the same song. Like, it's...
I didn't even think of that.
And the thing is, I like rednecks, red letters, red dirt.
I do too. It's one of my favorites and Dangerous.
Yeah, and I like Red, but I'm sitting... And they sound different, but, like, lyrically, they are the same.
Like, I never drew that connection. That's so funny.
And it's like blatant. It's like red.
Now that I'm thinking of it, it literally is.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious, and I haven't seen really anybody talk about that.
This is what I mean, bro. So many things I forgot. I almost want to re-record my review.
Yeah, the first time I heard Red, I was like, this is just rednecks, red letters, red dirt. Like, why is Morgan Wallen on another song about red letters, rednecks, and red dirt? Like,
red.
This song Red is literally about rednecks, red letters, and red dirt, and that is the title of the song on his album. It's like whatever. Anyway, I'll get off that, but I just thought that was funny. It's a good song. It's whatever. It's a Morgan Wallen feature that they can perform live, and all the white girls will be happy. And obviously, Wait in the Truck is amazing. Drink One for me is fun, and I like the little twist, but it's not bad. No, to me, there isn't a bad song on the album. It's not a perfect album.
There's not even an okay song on the first half of the album. Like from Beer to, well, here's spoiler alert. Here's what I said. I say the first 13 songs, Beer to 3006, that is an album of the year contender. Slap on the last 4 songs, it ain't no album of the year contender anymore. I adore pretty much everything about the first 13. The last 4 I could so happily do without.
I see what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you, kind of don't. But I'll get to that.
If you cut the last 4, then the whole split in half doesn't work. But I'm just saying, like, quality-wise, the first 13, incredible. Last 4, not my thing.
Sure. And I will say I would probably rather switch out Truck Bed for I Ain't in the Country No More. If we were gonna say, like, I just don't...
Truck Bed has grown on me a lot, actually.
I don't hate Truck Bed. I will listen to it, and I enjoy it. But I like I Ain't in the Country No More, and it's kind of because instrumentally I don't like that Truck Bed has like a fake snare beat, and then it actually goes like full on rock, and it's only for like the last 20 seconds. A bit weird. It's just I wish the whole song was rock, but whatever. And so here I'll keep going. Iron Country I really enjoy. I like the whole hook with it. There's no Iron Country, but there's a Y-O-U. That's cool.
Standard, clever.
I'm gonna be honest. I've listened to Screen many times trying to figure out why people like it, and I think, okay, I'm gonna listen to the lyrics.
It's the sentiment. It's the sentiment that gets people.
I think maybe that's what it is. But every time I listen to it, I don't remember what it's about, and it frustrates me.
What?
I don't. Like, I have listened to this album many times, and every time I listen to Scream...
How do you not know what it's about?
I think I just zone out every time it comes on. Like, I've listened to it.
Logging off. Just live life without a screen.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Gosh. I co-host a podcast with an idiot.
No, it's not that I was listening to it and I didn't understand it. Like, that's not what was happening. It's like I just don't absorb any of the information that's like if that makes sense. Like every time I'm in the car, it's like I hear what plays before it? Iron Country. It's like I hear Iron Country, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That's some kind of smart, just cool little cheeky writing." And of course I listen to Happy, but it's like I don't know, it's like in between that transition, I just like I miss it. Maybe I just need to like strap myself down and listen to Screen like 100 times.
I think you do.
But Happy's better, so I don't care. I've already talked about Happy. I'm just going down the list right now. Happy is... It just is so good. I don't even... Best. And I love the chorus. Like the... Just the, like, the, hey, my old friend... Oh my gosh. I just love it.
Where has the time gone?
Where has the time gone?
I'll finish your sentences. No,
I mean, that's fine. It's just really good. Here Lies Country Music is decent. It's just...
I like it a lot. It's grown on me.
I'm just kind of at the same spot where I was when it first came out. It was honestly probably my least favorite of like the pre-releases. Not to say that it was bad. It just was my least favorite. And then the Mockingbird and the Crow is probably a top 3 on the album. It's probably like Happy, Mockingbird and the Crow, and Wait in the Truck. Maybe Jack is up there for me personally. Okay, now we get into the rock side, and I have mixed feelings about the rock side.
Me too.
Sonically, I enjoy most of it. Truck Bed kind of throws me off a little bit. And
let's go track by track. Sold Out.
Okay, so Sold Out. Everybody knows I like Sold Out. It's amazing. I just really, really like it. It's so freaking good. Jack is also really good. All the rock pre-releases, actually. Yeah. So Jack, Truck Bed, and Sold Out were all solid.
Jack is one of the best songs on the album, in my opinion.
It is. I've listened to Jack many times. And I like Truck Bed, but I don't like it sonically always. But I can listen to it. Like I enjoy it.
3006. Oh, sorry, you weren't done.
Well, no, it's fine. I like 3006. I very much enjoy it. I like I Ain't in the Country No More. I don't really have anything special to say about either of those, except that they're just really good.
3006 is one of my
songs.
favorite rock songs. I think on the rock album, I think 3006 is only below Jack for me.
Okay.
I Ain't in the Country No More, so I like the first half. I like when we get the chorus and the verses. My problem is when it switches to just like mosh pit chords and it's just Hardy screaming go. And I say this in my review, I cannot get all I can picture when he goes go and then all these chords start going is just those weird cyberpunk metalheads doing their mosh pit thing where they're just like throwing fists.
Cyberpunk. I like that you
describe them as
those, like, cyberpunk,
futuristic, like steampunk, whatever you call it.
Sure.
Those weird people. No, okay, I'm sorry. If you're like dressing up like Avatar and then putting some like Thor fist on you, or not Thor, some like Thanos like fist thing, and you're just like swinging for the.
What are you even talking about at this point? What are you?
We talked about it last podcast.
I know, but who looked like an Avatar person with a Thanos gauntlet? Like who?
Let it be. That's all I can picture is those weird people. Okay. Moshing in their weird
Evan's
way.
like, you people listening to your music.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly it because it's weird. Okay. Like,
Evan's gonna start segregating the music listeners.
Yes. Oh, you know what was really funny? I'm gonna rat my grandma out. This was so funny.
Is your grandma a Hardy listener?
This has nothing to do with music. It has everything to do with segregation, which sounds crazy.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh.
So they when I went to Florida to visit my grandparents, this is after I had gone to Nashville, and I can't remember exactly the context that built up to this, but we were talking about the different parts of like Canada and stuff. Probably because I was in the States and someone on the plane asked me if we used euros, and I was like, "No, ma'am, we have our own currency." Yep. I was like, "No, we have our own currency and we have a government system." Like
they're called euros because they're European.
Exactly.
Did you tell her that? Is that what you said?
No, I just said no. We have Canadian money. But anyways, so somewhere along the line, we're talking and I forget how we get there, but she says like she distinguishes between like Canadians and Quebecers, and she's like, I mean, I guess Quebecers are Canadian. We don't separate them, but then she's like, no, we do. They're different.
Oh my goodness!
That's not verbatim what she said, but effectively what my grandma said is like, the Quebecers are different, man. We don't associate with that.
They're not Canadian.
So hard, and
that's funny.
I still like it. Bro, those Quebec people are weird. I also told Bo Armstrong about that before he went to Montreal. I was just like, hey man, watch out for those French people. They're different. Any viewers from Quebec, what's good?
What's good?
But
the one guy from Quebec is just like, damn.
I wish I could remember the conversation with my grandma word for word because it was so funny in the moment. But anyways, I had to point that out.
No, that's fine. Where were we at?
Radio song is where we're at.
Yeah, so the first time I heard radio song, I was driving last Friday. So the day this album came out, and I was going to my friend's house and a radio song came on and I just died laughing. I thought it was hilarious. It it caught me off guard so much, and I was like, bro, this is amazing. Like I
can understand that.
Yeah. And
the song is funny, but I'll let you go.
Okay. So, and having since listened to it multiple times, this is kind of my perspective on it. I like what it's doing, and I kind of like that it's just kind of a stupid song, and I love it for that. But it's not a song that like I think is like good, if that makes sense. Like I'm like it's this horrible meshing of these two different like this lighthearted stereotypical like poking fun at country music, and then he just goes like just screaming the F word, and I love it because of that, but I also don't want to listen to it all the time because of that, like, if that makes sense.
Should I voice where I'm at then?
Sure.
So for me, I strongly dislike this song.
It's the screaming. It's the screaming.
Not only I get what he's trying to say, but could you have made this point in a dumber way? Because the thing is, you're dissing radio for being like nothing, bland, right? He's dissing country radio for just being like standard, blah 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 blah. So what does he do as his big like? I'll show you what music is. He just starts swearing for the sake of swearing in his screaming voice with heavy chords that sound like nothing. And then we don't stay there. He doesn't show us what a good song is. He just goes back and forth and back and forth. But neither the country or the rock parts are good. So you just have, you're going between bad.
I
get the point, but I don't think it's funny. I just think it's a bad, like.
I like that it's bad.
I don't come across a Hardy hater because that's one point I tried to hammer home in my review because I rambled about some of my problems. Mm-hmm. I love Hardy. I love this album, but oh my gosh, does that song ever suck? I'm sorry.
And that's really interesting because I would say I'm probably kind of in the middle with it. Like I think it's funny.
The thing, it can be funny, but like when do you want to listen to that? What scenario are you
a lot of people do because so my buddy Dathan, who is very much a metal person, this is one of those people that like Hardy has talked about it. Like Hardy's kind of going to become this gateway for like these fans of the genre to meet each other.
Best believe I ain't on the floor for a Hardy concert though. I'm staying in my seat.
And because one of my best friends, Dathan, who I was going to see when like right before the song played. The song played and then I saw him, so we talked about it. He's big metalhead, like really big, and he loves screaming. And so this song is legit his favorite song on the album. Like he listened to the album, and he was like, "I love that song, bro." He likes Sold Out. World. Yeah, he likes Sold Out, and he just likes the guitar and the screaming and I think yeah. And for him, he's not in the country world, so he's not. For him, I don't think he's as much diving into the lyrics. I think he just sees it as like a defiant, like funny song.
I get
and
that.
He really enjoys it for that.
Look, I said this in my review too. If this is your thing, cool, but it's not mine, so I'm not gonna act like it is.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Metal is not my thing. That's a different crowd.
This ain't no radio song.
I will every single day of the week be going. If I'm leaving country, you can bet it is not to go to like harder like metal music. I will go back to my like little folk music. Okay, I'm just not like. The next song we have to talk about, "Kill Shit Till I Die," is probably the second worst song on the album for me.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I have fun.
It's another song.
Okay, here. Why don't I take this opportunity to say I do think if the last 3 songs on the album didn't exist, it's like all right, fair. Okay, but I think Evan, you need to understand. I don't think you've ventured into the world of metal like I have because I have friends that listen to it.
I don't want to.
No, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should.
So here's the thing. I have a friend who is big into heavy metal, scream rock, and the amount of times my buddy has tried to like send me songs, like try this one. He's like, I think this one's a little more accessible. I'm just like, man, Zach. His name's also Zach.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Zach. I still just
this is Buns.
Want to stop listening.
this is not good.
Yeah. So it's not that I've never heard a metal song or whatever. It's just not my thing.
Sure.
I cannot stand it. I can't stand it.
I guess I wasn't trying to say that you haven't listened to it. I think there's a chance that maybe I've heard a little bit more of it just because.
You probably have.
I have a few. I have like 2 or 3 friends so I'm around it every now. Like when I'm in the car, I might have
heard more.
Yeah, and like you, I'm not super into most of it. On occasion, there's some stuff I like. I'm more of like a hard rock, which is kind of like an in-between between like classic rock and metal. You know, it's harder, but it's not that hard. You know,
I like rock. I love soft rock. I love just like straightforward rock.
Sure, and I guess what I'm saying is the sentiment of "kill shit till I die" is a very common sentiment in a lot of heavy metal music, and so this is very like in character for the genre. So whereas a country fan might be like, "What the hell is this?"
That's me. I'm like, what?
Somebody else might be like, This is the best thing I've heard all day.
This is what I needed.
This is amazing.
Hey, yo, Terry, check this one out.
His name's Terry. Hey, yo, Terry, check this one out. That was funny. So and the thing is, it actually makes me happy thinking when I listen to that song, somebody else is listening to this song and having a really good time. Me?
I am not that person.
I'm having an okay time. Evan is not having a good time.
Evan is not having a good time. Evan is just sitting there listening, just like...
The thing is, for me, Kill Shit Till I Die, for me, is more listenable than Radio Song, just because it's not just trying to be like...
I'm going to disagree.
It's really...
Because at least when he's mocking country, my ears can handle that. Like, for as bland as it might be.
Oh, so you get a break. You like the breaks.
Yeah. Like, when I'm listening to Radio Song, I'm just like, I know this is, like, a blatant mockery of, like, this is how we roll and stuff. But, like, it sonically, to my ears, this sounds okay. I can deal with this.
Sure. And that's where we would differ. I think I don't need the breaks, maybe. I think I like that Kill Shit Till I Die it takes itself seriously, if that makes sense.
Very.
Yeah, it embraces the theme.
Bro. I'm not trying to mess with anyone listening to this.
And
I was like, all right.
I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's because radio song feels more like a novelty. And
yeah, very much.
If that makes sense. And I think that's because of that is why it feels less like I'm going to be less inclined to listen to it more often.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think
Kill
Shit Till I Die is a better song than Radio Song.
And I have something to admit.
But yeah.
I think I've only heard Regnek's song once because yesterday I was like,
I'm going to listen. Only need to hear it once.
Well, yeah, hold on.
I just think it... Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, so I listened to the album many, many times, and I think every time I listened to it, I, like, never quite got to the Redneck song. Just because of how long the album was. I was, like, listening to it, and then I just had to do something, and I never finished the album. And I think I always stopped on track 16. And so, yesterday, for the first time, I was like, what is this song? Why do I feel like I've never heard this song? And I was like, oh, there's a 17th track that I have never heard. And I was like... It's pretty not that great.
Yeah, so the way I think of it is it's just a worse version of Unapologetically Country as Hell.
Yeah.
That's what it is to me. It's the same song, just not.
You're probably not wrong. So I would say that, yeah, you're probably... I think specifically to me, the last 3 songs are probably the weakest. I like I Ain't in the Country No More. But I don't know.
I like portions of that song.
Sure.
So we agree there.
But all in all, this album, I think, is just like, I'm really looking forward to getting it on vinyl, specifically because I just really want to listen to Happy, like, over and over again on vinyl.
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, this is a fantastic album.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like it should get its kudos for just it's unique. It is.
This is how I ended my review. I said, look, I think this is a fantastic album. Even if I really don't like the last few songs, I like what it represents with what you said. Just trying something. Just going. Just not caring about how it's going to be received. I like
full sending it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I will say this. Hardy doing the Mockingbird and the Crow and like this, Hardy doing hard rock and metal, he's not the first person to have done this. I believe... Is it Hank Williams? It's like I think it's Hank Williams Jr. And I'm pretty sure he's notorious for like not making as good of music as his father. Mm-hmm. And
good way to be remembered.
And if I'm gonna look it up just to be sure, but I'll keep talking while I do that. He, if I remember correctly, has made like he's attempted to make like metal country music, and it has not been good. If I'm thinking of the right person, I could be thinking of the wrong person, but there's somebody out there who's like the son of somebody famous, and one of my buddies in college showed me a bunch of it, and I was like, this is horrible. Like, I don't want to listen to this. And I'm thankful that there's a good country artist that can actually make good, like, hard rock and metal music. So, yeah. I would probably I'll go ahead and rate it. If you probably might not want to just because of Well, your video.
Well, my review will already be out. I gave it a 7 in my review.
Give it a 7 in your review. I might be a little bit higher on it just because I'm slightly less off-put by the rock. All right, we should say metal. I'll probably do an 8. I just think and honestly, my favorite parts aren't even, well, most of my favorite parts aren't on the rock side of the album, except for Jack and Sold Out. And I really like 30 on 6, but like Happy,
is great.
Wait in the Truck, and Mockingbird and the Crow are like probably the standouts. The transition, I love that transition in the Mockingbird and the Crow. I like it when songs do that switch up.
So good.
Surfaces has, my favorite song by Surfaces is called, of course I'm gonna forget what it's called.
Your memory's nuts.
I always forget things right when I want to actually know them. Like, you know, or like, it's so stupid. I hate it. I know what it's called. It's Feels the Same. That song on their album Pacifico has a switch up about halfway through, and it's it might still be my favorite transition, like, ever. It's just like
favorite
so
transitions, bro. You ever heard Sicko Mode, man? Like, have you ever
Sicko Mode? Evan, we should go see Travis Scott live. We should go die at a concert.
Bro, if you want to die at a concert, go to Hardy now, apparently. Just be in there during Kill Shit Till I Die. You ain't making it out of it.
Evan,
you can't say you're making it out of it.
Evan, I like how you're implying that just because you go to a metal concert, you're going to die. Evan's just scared of meeting anyone that listens to metal.
Yeah. Bro, if I'm in a room with like 3,000 other of these metalheads all screaming like Kill Shit Till I Die,
Kill Shit Till I Die,
Kill Shit Till I Die, and they're all just I'm just saying my last prayers. I'm like, it's been good, but now I go. This is where I die. If I lock you in a room with a bunch of psychopaths that start chanting "die," you're probably thinking,
that's not the same though. You're implying that everyone that listens to metal is just automatically a psychopath.
I'm being harsh now, but
I'm gonna clip that. That's happening.
Come on.
Okay. Real quick before we like move on to what are we listening to, I want to quickly say something or acknowledge something.
No.
Well, damn. Tough. Sorry. I'm typing something down for editing. Nickel Creek.
Oh yeah.
Announced their 5th
March 18th or something.
Yeah, very surprisingly soon. I was surprised. I think I've probably talked about Nickel Creek before, maybe once. Yep. I might have brought their first album for What Are We Listening To?
I think
actually.
you did, yeah. The Lighthouse Song.
Very nostalgic band for me, and they're also just really good in their own right. But they're like modern country bluegrass, mainly bluegrass. But Grady's also listened to them for a long time, and they announced their 5th studio album. And the reason that's kind of I don't want to say it's a big deal. I guess it's a big deal if you're a fan of them, because they released like 3 albums, and like I think their first album was like 2000, and then their next one was like 2003, and the third one was like 2006, and then it was like nothing until 2014. So it was like almost, it was 8 years, and then it's been 9 years since then. So it's like, oh, I honestly was not expecting another album.
A Nickel Creek album.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, that's nice. Well, they beat Josh Turner to it, too. So it's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. They went on a much longer break than Josh Turner. They didn't even really go on a break. I think
Josh Turner might beat it. Who knows?
That's true. He might beat, and he's got like still another like 5 years probably. So, just off the top of my head, but
when was Josh Turner's last album? Wasn't it?
It was 2017. So it's been
6 years.
It'll be
now.
6 years come like this, because I think it came out in the summer, so it'll be like 6 years come this. Yeah. Yeah. It's pain. it's pain. I didn't. It's sad to think about, but that's where we're at. It's been that long.
March 10th, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
A little over a month away from 6 years with no Josh Turner album.
Yeah. I feel like you're just holding that above my head, you know. But anyway,
we'll throw a party when he announces one.
Yeah, honestly, Nickel Creek. I'm just if this is the first you've ever heard of them, listen to their first album. More specifically, listen to a song called "The Lighthouse's Tale," because it's if you've never experienced true depression until you've listened to that song, and I stand by that. Apparently, funny thing, me and Grady actually both posted about the album getting announced yesterday on our Instagram, and I think I messaged Grady about, I think I said something like the Lighthouse's Tale was my go-to depressing song and still is to this day. And he goes, "Oh yeah, Ernest said the same thing." And I was like, I should have known Ern was a Nickel Creek enjoyer. I should have known. Man, Ernest is such a interesting guy. You know?
I love Ernest. He's one of the best personalities in the
SoundCloud rapper. Yeah. Sometime maybe we'll be able to be on Just Being Earnest. You know? Maybe someday.
We'll get there.
What are we listening to?
Jaren, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Evan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is a transition that's never been done before. Evan, what hath your ears been graced with in a recent entertainment period? Perchance.
Well, let me tell ya. I kind of struggled because there's two things I wanted to bring, and so I'm gonna bring two. It's actually 5 because one of them is 4 things.
Oh.
So, which sounds like a lot, but quickly I want to mention this girl named Alex Artuso, Artuso. She has 4 EPs that are just voice memo EPs, 5 songs each. One is love, one is nature, one is friends, and one is home. And the songs are literally just voice memos of songs about either friends, love, home, whatever. They are so good. They are so pretty. They're like my new morning music when I'm waking up. I'll like play this when I'm in the shower and stuff. So check those out because I needed to mention those. But the main thing I'm bringing has got to be an album from someone I'm new to. Thank you to my Apple Music Radio, which gives me songs they think I like. It is called. I put it in my post, my winter post. It's the Adam Sandler picture. It is called "Slowly Fades the Glimmer" by Gyats Zero, Gyats, or like Gyats Zero, Gyatso. I don't know. I looked him up on like Instagram and stuff. I couldn't find him. I don't know who this guy is, but
he's a mystery.
He has 4 albums now. He has Slumber Strike from 2020, Exoskeleton from 2021. They were like alternative pop music. I'm not as big on them. But then Heartacre is like from last year, 2022. It's an indie rock album. This is the album I found. So it was recommended to me, the song Wake, and I really liked it. But then there's also Skipping Stone, which I really enjoy. There's one song, Spin Out, that is like comedically bad, and I'm like, wow, how did that make the album? But anyways, I went to his page. No, if you listen to the album, listen to his Heartacre album, you'll know exactly what.
Okay, how do I? What's his name? It's like weird.
Gyats 0. Gyats 0.
Okay.
And so, anyways, I got that album, and then just recently, like as in like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago, I went to his page to check out his other music and saw that this new album, Slowly Fades the Glimmer, literally just came out on January 8th. So I checked it out, and it's a folk album. And I was like, that is sick, because this guy has normally just done like pop, alternative, rock, and now folk. It's been a very gradual transition. And it is so pretty. It is very wintry vibes, all the layered vocals, and just very pretty. It's just his own little indie folk thing. The opener is very nice. 2-Car Driveway is very pretty.
Okay.
Rig has some great writing in it. it's just like a cool album that you can get lost in very easily. Like, it is very much about the experience, the entire experience over like an individual moment. But like, I went for like a late night winter walk with this album, and it was elite vibes. When it was like blizzarding out, I was just driving around listening to this album.
Mm-hmm.
Elite vibes again. So please check out Gats Zero.
Huh.
If anyone can find him on social media or anything, please send him to me. I want to follow this guy because he has he's consistent. I mean, he's dropped an album every single year, and his last 2 albums have been phenomenal, including this one, Slowly Fades the Glimmer. Like, currently, because I guess this, I mean, well, it came out in 2023, currently my favorite album of the year. Now, we're not even done January, but like, but it's still,
it's album of the year. You heard it first. Slowly Fades the Glimmer, album of the year.
Can I also just say real quick before we move on? Album cover elite.
Yeah, I like it. I'm looking at it.
It's so basic. It's so basic. It's just a blurry picture of a car on the side of the road, but it's elite.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks nice. It almost looks like an old photograph to me, which might be what it is. I have a question. Which album was the really bad song on?
Heartacre, 2022. And it's Spin Out, the 7th song.
Okay.
But don't listen to Spin Out right now.
Okay.
Instead, just go listen to the album. It's not long. It's just half an hour. Cause I'm sure at least me, I like the indie rock vibe. It's great. And then just randomly, the 7th song is just this weird, they like forget how to sing, and it's just like, what? There's no production on it.
Mans is just memeing.
Literally. So I just downloaded the album without Spin Out. I just didn't download that song.
Wow.
So I can listen straight through without it, because it doesn't make any sense to me, but the rest of the album's great.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's what Slowly Fades the Glimmer. That's
I will definitely check him out. Have you listened to all 4 of his albums?
I have not listened to Exoskeleton. I listened to Slumber Strike.
I like Slumber Strike's cover.
But very cool. Yeah, all his covers are very vibey. Exoskeleton I haven't checked because it's labeled as pop, and his more poppy stuff I haven't been too down with.
Okay.
But I'm still going to give it a try because I like the rest of his music. It's his 2 most recent, Heartacre and Slowly Fades the Glimmer, that I think are really good.
Okay.
So yeah.
All
John,
right.
Can I ask you a question?
No, actually. You suck. But I'm going to tell you what I'm listening to because
That's not what I wanted to
because
ask.
my opinion is important, and you need to hear it. Birdie.
Guess what his opinion is.
Have you heard of Birdie?
What?
Have I told you about Birdie before?
That sounds familiar.
I don't know if I have. But I grew up, and like when I was in middle school, I listened to her because my brother and my sister listened to her. And she started out kind of as this like I don't even know. I like, to be truthful, I don't know like a ton about her. But all I know is that like her first album was an album of covers. And the first time I ever heard Skinny Love was her version of it. And I actually think her version of Skinny Love might be more popular than the original version. Like, I think it has more streams. And I'm actually going to check that real quick because I'm curious. And I'll actually get to the music that I'm going to talk about. So, the original version of Skinny Love has 534 million streams. And Birdie's version of Skinny Love has 701 million streams. So
holy crap, how have I never heard it?
It's really good. But Birdie is... It's hard for me to describe, like, what she is. But I think Birdie is best in her newest album. Like, I know people love, like, why did I say Harry? Taylor Swift's, like, Folklore and Evermore, specifically Folklore. But to me, Birdie just does that vibe. It's not exactly the same, but I think I just like it more. Her album Young Heart, which came out 2 years ago, is like, to me, one of the best. It's kind of up there with Stick Season for me.
Ooh.
In terms of like a cold, like kind of wintry vibe. And I love that in some of the songs you can hear birds like in the background. And I think that's just like a cool thing because her name's Birdie. But every song on this album I just really like. I don't know how it's hard for me to
Are you bringing Young Heart or the new one?
Young Heart.
Oh, that's only 2 songs. Never mind.
Yeah. Young Heart is her newest album. I love the album cover. I like that it's just like her with a guitar and a blanket, and she's like smiling behind the blanket, and like it's like all these warm colors. But Loneliness is really good. Surrender is really good, but it's like this acoustic, folky, kind of cinematic sometimes. Sometimes there's flowing strings and like piano, but they often have kind of this like energy. It's like if Adele was a little bit more acoustic and less like grand. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. And made a better album than her last one. No shade to Adele, but let's be real. 30 was.
I liked 30.
I liked 30. I didn't think 30 was like as good as any of the other stuff she had made before. If that makes, I don't know.
Maybe.
Easy on Me was a fun song, but it's like to me, I had nothing else. I don't know. I won't get into it, but I just think Birdie's amazing, and she isn't like a small artist by any means, but I don't think anybody that really listens to country knows who she is. So, and this is one of those albums that a couple times a year I will be like, oh yeah, good. This is good soup, you know, this is good soup, and I will drink the soup up, and I will be content, and I'm happy every time I listen to it. It's like a really good, like if you are sad and just want to like stare at the ceiling, listen to this album. If you're reading a book, listen to this album. If you're going for a run, do anything and you will be happy listening to this album.
If you're going to a Hardy concert, listen to this album.
If you're trying to block out the metalheads, listen to this album. I would maybe compare her a little bit to like Sarah Eagleson in the sense that I feel similarly about like. They don't sound exactly the same. Sarah Eagleson's a little bit more stripped back and like small scale, but I feel similarly in terms of like passion about them. Like I really like them. So go listen to Young Heart. It's really good.
I downloaded it.
Just give her a shot, you freaks.
Well, you know what else we should give a shot? I should try and guess who the frick you've picked this week.
Who the frick is this?
Who the frick it? You gotta layer that clip, by the way, since we got an intro and outro now, you have to put that in now.
At some point, I'll clip the soundbite, and I just have to like actually do it. You know?
Hold on.
I'll tell you what, if you clip the soundbite and send it to me, it will make it into the episode.
No need.
No need? Are you just gonna play it? Why don't we do that? Why don't we start...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, I cut it off too early.
You did.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Conor McGregor, everyone. He's on the podcast.
And he might be coaching The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, wow, Ultimate Fighter. That's wild. I love that show.
And that's going to be nuts. Bro, the UFC is looking crazy.
Yeah.
For all the, like, whack stuff going on with their contracts and their legal negotiations and lawsuits and whatnot, they're having a rough time, but their lineup of events is crazy. John Jones and Cyril
That's
Gane.
amazing.
You got
that's awesome.
Kamaru Usman,
that's awesome. I can't.
Trilogy fights.
Kamaru Usman. Sorry, that reminded. Have I told you about the? Do you know who Max Kellerman is?
I've seen this.
You've seen the video. Kamaru Usman.
You showed it to me.
I love that. Whenever I hear that name, that's what I think of. Anyway, Evan, we're gonna do
who the frick.
We're gonna do who the frick.
Play along. Jaren's hosting it this week. As for in case you're new, there's gonna be 3 clues. I will have a guess after each clue as to who the frick Jaren is bringing. I will either get it or I will not. Play along at home, see if you can guess who this is. And yeah, let's go in for it.
All right. First clue, not question. This artist hails from the great state of North Carolina. So that kind of maybe gives you an idea of who we're dealing with.
So I know, like, Luke Combs, but, like... And you know what? Maybe because, like... So my thought process is maybe because Luke Combs' album announcement, like, maybe you've tried to be sneaky and double bluff and get a really big name. And I almost want to get it out of the way in case, like... if it is, and I don't wind up going with that. So for the sake of just getting it off my mind, I'm going to say Luke Combs.
I took a risk.
Oh my gosh. Is it Luke Combs?
Yes, it is. I took a risk, and I was banking on you, like, doubting yourself. So everybody who's listening is like, Jaren, you dumbass.
Bro.
Like, I wanted to risk it, okay? But I'll go ahead and give you the rest of my clues. I also thought that you might be like, oh, but Scotty McCreery's from there, and like so is like Eric Church, and like, and I thought you might.
That's the thing. So I started thinking Eric Church too, but I was like, just with what's been going on,
sure.
I was gonna say, man. It's definitely someone's first time listening. And they're hearing
and they're like,
bro, what is that segment?
They're like, what? Well, I want to see if.
What were your other clues?
Yeah, I'll hit you with the other clues. I thought
you should have saved that for last.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna be honest. That was a big oversight on my part because as like right after I read it, I was like, oh shoot, I probably should have saved that one or like not used that one.
Especially since Luke's on the front of everyone's mind.
I know. It's fine. Like I said, I took a gamble. Okay, so I thought this one was pretty good. I thought that this might kind of make you think that they were older. So yeah, I probably should have led with this one. The clue was this artist has been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards and has won Entertainer of the Year twice at the CMAs. So like that could have maybe been.
That does narrow it down, though. I would have started thinking.
That could have maybe been, like, Garth Brooks or something, because he's won the award, like, a million times.
That's fair.
And
yeah,
other people have won it more than once, too.
What was the third clue?
I should have led with this one. And I should have had the Grammy one be middle, and then I should have had the North Carolina one be last.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. The last clue was, his middle name is Albert. Did you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I
knew that, but I don't know if I heard that I would connect this.
Sure. So
you should have completely flipped the order.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think the issue was I was rushing to get this ready, and I just like got the things. I was like, oh, that's a good clue. I want that, and I want that, and I just kind of like threw them on, and I didn't think about the order. And I usually do think about the order.
El Jaren.
And it El Jaren today, I fully admit. But I included the Albert.
That was funny though.
I included the Albert hint, because I just think the name Albert is funny. Like who's naming their kid?
Names their kid Albert.
Yeah, like come on, like that's like pretty redneck. like that's pretty down there. That's pretty like low. That's a pretty low bar of like maybe let's not.
There's an Albert listening like, hey yo Jaren, what?
All the Alberts are catching strays right now.
Ain't your middle name Edmund?
Okay, that's a cool middle name though. You know, I've had so many girls be like, Jaren, your middle name is so hot, let me kiss you. And I'll be like, honey, slow your roll. Okay, baby, like this isn't an all-you-can-eat buffet. This is like high class, high rolling. No. Get out of here. Yeah, no. That's not how Edmund. That's not how Jaren Edmund Pike rolls.
That ain't how Edmund rolls.
Yeah. Look, I share a name with a character from the Chronicles of Narnia. So how about you just maybe like, shut up, okay? Just shut up, okay? Did you eat Turkish delight with the White Witch? No, you didn't. You didn't. Edmund did. You know?
That's your alter ego now.
Uh-huh.
It's like your Chris Gaines, Edmund.
I always thought, every now and then I'll have like it's like an intrusive thought. I'll be like, I'll just be doing nothing in particular, and I'll be like, I could have gone by Eddie. Like, and like that happens. Like it happens.
I know people like that.
A few times a year, I'll be like, what if I just started going by Eddie? It's just like, hey yo Ed, hey Eddie, you know? I feel like Eddie's kind of a cool name. You know, simple.
Maybe we should
classy.
roll with it. New year, new you.
Here, what's your middle name?
Thomas.
Thomas. We'll be Tom and Eddie. We sound so British.
That's kind of crazy.
It sounds so
That's
British.
Crazy. You sound like a law firm.
Kind of goes hard. Tom and Eddie. What if we just started calling each other like it'll be an inside joke. Every now and then we'll just whip out the Tom and Eddie, and the people who've heard this episode will know.
The insiders know. The insiders know.
Like sometimes when we can't acknowledge it, I'll be like, Eddie. No, sorry. I'll be like, Tom. What are you listening to? Or I'll just call you, or I'll just call you Tom. And like we can't acknowledge it. Like we'll just be like talking about an album. Yeah. I like
that.
Yeah.
Well,
all right,
signing off, Tom and Eddie.
This has been Tom and Eddie. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Waves on the Shore. If you feel inclined, leave a comment and a review. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us both on Instagram @TheWavesOnTheShore and at our personal accounts @TheOvershore and @JepWOTS.